Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. A few things to talk about besides Frenkie de Jong. He's been the main topic, the main conversation point of Man United's transfer summer so far. He's been the main talking point. And look, that situation, Frenkie de Jong, in my opinion, again, I'll remain my opinion. I'll remain with the same opinion that this deal's not going to happen. I think that this deal is not going to happen. I think it's obvious he doesn't want to come. His dream was always Barcelona. That deal's, for me, not going to happen. If it happens, it might happen in the next few years, but it's definitely not going to happen in this transfer window where we're in Europa League. Barcelona, look, he wants Champions League football, and that's it. Look, there's been phrases such as Ten Hag is trying to seduce. I mean, this exaggeration of Ten Hag trying to get Frenkie de Jong to Manchester United is going a bit too far now. It's highly unlikely for me that this deal happens. It really is. And look, let's move on from that. Reports coming out that apparently Man United are targeting Matheus Nunes, who is he plays in the midfield too with João Palhinha at Sporting. Again, another defensive midfielder in João Palhinha, who I really, really rate. I wish we were going in for João Palhinha because I think he's a player who wouldn't cost too much. He'd probably be around the 40 to 50 million. We've got to be smart with our signings. I've said it this since the season ended, and even before the season ended, we've all been saying the same thing. Man United with Ten Hag will make the signings appropriate for the positions that we need. Even if it does cost a bit of money. I mean, I don't want us to make these marquee signings. I think Frenkie de Jong is a marquee signing, but I do think that he's a fantastic player who would just run our midfield. I think he's one of them type of players who Frenkie de Jong, who look, he's a player we're going for because he's special. Yes, he's expensive, but he's such a good player, and this is why phrases such as seducing and Ten Hag seducing Frenkie de Jong to come is being used, because essentially Ten Hag really wants him at Manchester United. He recognises he'll make a massive difference to our midfield. Regardless, I don't think this deal's going to happen anyway. But one thing I will say is that Matheus Nunes, if people haven't seen him play for Sporting, I've seen him play on several occasions. And look, I watched the Portuguese league quite a lot, and I wish we were going in for João Palhinha. Get both midfielders, get João Palhinha and Matheus Nunes. Both of them would be around 80 million. Apparently, Matheus Nunes, Manchester United are offering around 40 million for Matheus Nunes. There's also been talks about 40 million for Gonçalo Inácio, who is a centre-back who plays for Sporting. Again, another solid player at centre-back for Sporting Lisbon. Look, we're being linked to a lot of Portuguese players this summer. Ruben Neves, Gonçalo Inácio, Matheus Nunes. There was talks of João Palhinha at one point, but that was very, very little. But there's been talks about 40 million for Gonçalo Inácio, who's a centre-back, very, very good centre-back, strong, quite pacey. Not crazy pace, but he's got enough for a centre-back, strong. And look, in terms of Matheus Nunes, look, he's one player which I'm excited if we get. I mean, he's been introduced into the international team a lot recently by Fernando Santos, and it's pretty obvious why. He plays in the midfield too for Sporting with João Palhinha. João Palhinha being more of a solid number 6, whereas you got João Palhinha, who look, Matheus Nunes, who look, they play in the midfield too, but he's more of a number 8. You've got João Palhinha who stays in that midfield, protects the back four, gets the ball off the back four, and passes it onto the attacking plays. But Matheus Nunes does the same thing, but he drives the ball forward. I think he's actually 3rd in the league with progressive runs. So what does that mean? I mean, he gets the ball from the back four, he drives forward, gets the ball into the attacking plays. He's got his range of passing is ridiculously good. He's a very good dribbler as well, and he's got some strengths on attack. He's got a decent shot in him at times. And look, usually what I would describe him as is he's pretty much the player who, he might not get all the assists, but he'll get the pass before the assist. So I think this is one thing that's really good about Matheus Nunes. He's a very, very good player in midfield. He's more of a number 8, but you could put him in the midfield too. Maybe next season, if we don't get another midfielder, maybe you can put him with Fred. Maybe you could put him with... And even then, it's a bit suspect, because I would love us to get both midfielders. Look, if you put Ruben Neves and Matheus Nunes in the midfield too, there's some experimenting to be done, because they're both not really pure number 6s. But then you've got someone in João Palhinha who plays for Sporting, who's very, very solid. He's that player. He's strong, he's tall, physical, good passer of the ball, good tackler. Again, Matheus Nunes is another player who is quite even when it comes to his offensive and defensive abilities. He's very strong, and he's a good tackler of the ball. He wins a lot of ground duels, and this is it, a very good interceptor of the ball as well. And this is why we need these type of players in our team, because yes, we might want to carry the ball. We might want to be, that team who keeps 60 to 70% possession of the ball. But there's going to be times when we face better teams like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, who it's going to be maybe 45% possession to us. We're not always going to have a lot of the possession even next season under Ten Hag, because some of these players, we're not going to have all the players we need this summer. There are going to be players, there are going to be weaknesses in different areas. Fullback is still an issue for us, in my opinion. I think even the midfield, even if we get one midfielder, Still think there's a little weakness in midfield there. And look, Matheus Nunes is a fantastic player for me. I think it's a good choice to go for him. Gonçalo Inácio, again, a centre-back who I think will be a massive upgrade to our centre-back position. Varane being injured for France is a worry because I do think he's a bit unreliable now. No wonder he got sold for that money. And look, even though, look, he was never really that injured that much at Madrid. Yes, towards the end, he did get some little injuries there, but Madrid were aware of his injuries. Obviously, he's played games this season where he's probably been injured. He's been injured, what, 4 or 5 times now ever since he joined Man United, which is crazy. So that's big news. And look, moving on from that, all I will say is I want Matheus Nunes. I would love João Palhinha, Gonçalo Inácio, again, Ruben Neves. These are Portuguese players who I've watched a lot. Ruben Neves I watched for Portugal the other day. I mean, he's such a solid midfielder. Honestly, he really is. And I want to get a few of these players would be amazing. I mean, João Palhinha, look, we're looking at 70, 80 million for 2 of midfielders, but I'd rather get that than get Frenkie de Jong for 90, 95 million when, especially he doesn't want to come to Manchester United. And that's it. So moving on from that, Henderson deal to Newcastle. It did seem likely a couple of days ago, but reports have come out that Newcastle are not in for him anymore. So this is going to be a deal that's going to be interesting because Henderson in the January transfer window was set to join Newcastle for 40 million. This could still happen. Look, there's still a lot of time left. You know, games start in August. We still got our preparation games to come through in July. I think look, how many times have we seen two goalkeepers on the bench? How many times have we seen it? And look, there's been even more debate on Twitter about De Gea, how De Gea's time at Man United is finished. De Gea's been left out of the Spain squad. I do think that there's a problem with De Gea. I do think look, when you look at it, right? A season ago, we said only midfield. That's the missing puzzle in our team. Ever since then, we've had Telles and Dalot come in. So that's 2 players who have come in instead of Telles and Wan-Bissaka because Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw have been terrible. You've had centre-back where Maguire's been poor. Lindelof has come in. He's been better, but not great. You got the right wing position where Rashford's been poor. Langa's done a job, but he's not been our saviour really, Elanga. He's had good games, but he's still young. He needs experience. He's been given a lot of games this season, really. Like, what's he played? 20 games this season, maybe? You got midfield, obviously, 2 positions midfield. That's six positions in the team, and that's goalkeeper, another one, 7th position. Really, and we need a striker again. There's so many positions in this team where, look, we might not need all of them, but there's some sort of debate around whether we should get more players in that position or should we sell players in that position because they might not be good enough under Ten Hag. It's crazy to think we've went from saying we need 1 or 2 midfielders to we need about 9, 10 players, which is crazy. Ralph said it before he left. Look, he's gone to Austria. He's won his first game. Doesn't mean that, you know, he didn't have his weaknesses and his faults as a manager. Of course he did. But, you know, at the end of the day, Ralph's gone and that's it. You know, we'll have to see what happens this summer. But guys, I think Matheus Nunes is the highlight for me of this video, of me making this video. I think Matheus Nunes is a fantastic player. Gonçalo Inácio, again, another player. I hope we go for these players because I think they are very good players who would transform our midfield into a madness. And I think Gonçalo Inácio is a very good centre-back as well. But we have to recognise the Manchester United supporters that next season, some of these players will have bad games. Some of these players are not completely proven. Darwin Núñez is still another player we need to be careful about. A lot of people want him. There's been rumours that he wants to come to Manchester United again. But let's see what happens. But guys, please make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you guys later.